Can you imagine finally feeling clear and confident about your next steps, even if you felt lost for years? I know what that challenge feels like because I've been there. So, in this video, I'm going to show you 5 practical strategies to understand where you are, regain momentum, and make real progress. No judgment, just tools that actually work for your 20s and 30s. Right now, every decision feels like you're standing at the edge of a cliff. What am I going to study in college? Am I even going to go to college? Should I take this job? Should I move cities? It all feels massive, like this will define my entire life massive. But here's the plot twist nobody tells you. By the time you hit 40, you'll barely remember half of it. That all-nighter you pulled for a job interview, gone. That awkward first date, forget about it. Your brain is like a nightclub bouncer. Most memories just don't make the VIP list. But here's the catch. Some decisions stick around like glitter after a party. Case in point, student loans. As a mortgage loan officer, I've seen it. Clients who borrowed big for school changed careers, moved cities, switched dreams, but their student debt, it's still there, lurking in the background like a subscription you forgot to cancel. So, how do you avoid getting haunted? It's simple. When you're about to make a decision, ask yourself, will this still matter when I'm 40? If it's a long term thing, like a loan, a contract, the tattoo of your ex's name, think twice. For everything else, relax. Most of it's just background noise you'll barely remember. Try this. Next time you're stressed about a choice, imagine your future self rolling their eyes at you. If it's not a big deal in 10 years, let it go. But if it's a decision that'll follow you around like debt, give it the respect it deserves. And while you're on your journey, you're going to meet people who will tell you your 20s are the best years of your life. Yeah, right. Whoever said that probably peaked at 19 and never had to pay a credit card bill. The truth is, if you play it smart in your 20s, don't swallow more debt than you can chew, don't try to be the life of every party, and keep your inner circle tight, your 30s can absolutely wipe the floor with your 20s. I see this every day at work. The folks who come to me in their mid to late 30s, desperate to buy their first home, are often drowning in debt from their FOMO years. They look at me like I'm the reason they can't buy a house. Think of your 20s like pouring concrete for your dream house. Is it glamorous? No. But skip this step, and your 30s will be a wobbly mess. And nobody wants to live in a house that leans like the Tower of Pisa. So here's the move. Before you say yes to another loan or another just one more night out, ask yourself, am I making my future self's life easier, or am I setting up a booby trap? Keep your debts low, invest in real friendships, don't overcommit, and your 30s will thank you by being a hell of a lot more fun and a lot less stressful. Bottom line, discipline now, party later. Your future self is watching. Stack the odds in their favor. And while you're remaining disciplined, begin to understand how to build genuine relationships. Networking sounds fancy, but most of the time, it's just people awkwardly swapping business cards and pretending to remember each other's names. It's surface level, it's forgettable. You want to know what's not forgettable? Real relationships. The best opportunities I had in my 30s didn't come from some LinkedIn connection I made at a conference buffet. They came from people I actually cared about and who cared about me, the kind of folks I'd grab a coffee with, not just a handshake. When I was in my mid 20s, I was working out when an owner of a mortgage company asked to train with me. He asked me how much I would charge him to train. I said I wouldn't charge him if he allowed me to ask questions regarding the mortgage business. So when we would meet for 1 hour every day, he would ask me questions about exercise techniques and nutrition, and I would ask him questions about business and self development. That relationship provided opportunity for me I would have never experienced had it only been done via social media or an exchange of business cards. So if you're in your 20s, here's the mission. Forget chasing every networking event like a lost puppy. Go after jobs that actually excite you, jobs where you can build skills and hang out with people who get your weird sense of humor. And look, you're gonna burn a few bridges along the way, that's life, but don't torch them all. Keep a couple standing. You'll never know when you're going to need to cross back in your 30s, when the stakes and paychecks are much higher. Bottom line, stop collecting business cards, start collecting real relationships. Your future self will thank you with interest. Earlier, I mentioned one of my big breakthroughs in my life came when I was at the gym. In reality, most people in their 20s treat health like it's an optional side quest, something you'll get around to once you're older. But here's the truth. If you don't like any habits you actually enjoy now, it's like trying to start a new video game on hard mode later. And I hate to break it to you, it doesn't get easier. So here's a quick story. When I was 19, I became a personal trainer. Did I go on and train celebrities and become the next fitness superstar? No. But what I did learn was much more valuable. I learned how to be creative with my fitness. I realized I didn't have to live in the gym or chase every shiny new fitness trend. Instead, I experimented kettlebells, hiking, long walks, you name it, until I found what actually made me want to move. Here's a cheat code. In your 20s, try stuff. If you love swimming, make that your thing. If walking is your jam, own it. Forget what's hot on Instagram. Find what you'll actually enjoy doing. And why does this matter? Because if you wait until your 30s or 40s to figure this out, you're not just fighting bad habits, you're fighting inertia. Make health non negotiable now, and your future self will fist bump you from across the decades. Meanwhile, you're building your physical fitness, don't neglect your emotional health. Unless you're one of those rare unicorns who finds their soulmate at 15, spends the next 70 years holding hands on matching mobility scooters, heartbreak is coming for you. It's not a question of if, but when. And the real test is figuring out if love is building you up or quietly dragging you down like an anchor tied to your ankle. Let me paint you a picture. When I was in my mid 20s, there was a moment in time when I didn't have a job. My car repossessed. The place I was renting gone. I was basically one tragic haircut away from a country song. But nothing, and I mean nothing, hurt more than this one text. I messaged my girlfriend at the time asking for a ride. She hit me back with, I can't give you a ride. I'm having lunch with the man I'm supposed to marry. That's not just a door closing. That's the universe slamming in my face and deadbolting it for good measure. But honestly, I get it. I wasn't exactly a catch back then. But here's the twist. That moment, it was the best thing that ever happened to me because it forced me to let go. Holding on to love that's going nowhere is like trying to swim across the ocean with a backpack full of bricks. You're not going to make it. You're just going to drown slower. So here's the move. Don't sprint into the next situation ship. Don't try to fill the silence with someone new. Give yourself space. Allow yourself to heal. Learn to spot the difference between love that lifts you up and love that holds you hostage. That's how you turn heartbreak into your launch pad. Now let's talk about money habits. You know, everyone says, I'll start saving next month, the same way they say I'll start going to the gym Monday. Yeah, that's a trap. Because with money, just like fitness, if you let the bad habits pile up, eventually you're not just out of shape, you're buried under a mountain of regret. It is always easier to keep up than to catch up. Let me give you a real life example. After I regained my bearings and got a job and that ex girlfriend went away, I thought I was a financial genius. 3 credit cards? Sure, why not? New job? Let's buy a house. And hey, let's fill it with furniture I absolutely cannot afford. But here's the thing, my expenses ballooned, my income didn't. Suddenly, I was choosing between paying my credit cards or keeping a roof over my head. Guess which one I picked? Spoiler, the house. What about the credit cards? Ignored. Like a text from your ex. Fast forward a decade. I'm trying to get my license to lend in different states. Turns out some states look at your old debts and say, no, sir, not you. So now I'm paying literally for my 20 something self's YOLO lifestyle. Here's what I wish someone would have told me. Waiting to get around to it is a myth. Start now. Seriously, don't try to become a monk overnight. Just pick one thing to cut back on this week. Start to learn delayed gratification. Your future self will thank you. Or if you ignore this, they'll send you an invoice with interest. So do this. Open your bank app right now and find one thing you can cancel, downgrade, or skip this week. That's it. That's the first step. Don't wait for Monday. You will eventually get that feeling. I'm on the right path. I'm on my path. You're pumped. You're strutting. You're basically Rocky running up the steps. But then, wait a second. You look around. Where's everyone? It's just you and your shadow. That's when it hits. Being on the right path can feel weirdly lonely. But don't panic. I've got your back. Click that next video, and I'll give you real practical moves to kick loneliness out of your journey so you don't have to walk this road solo.